Hey sinners, you're listening to Sinful Cuts, the podcast that takes a look at the wild, weird, and wonderful world of horror. We take a deep dive into some of your favorite movies, possibly uncover some hidden gems. Sometimes we even get some stinkers. Thank you so much for joining us. We truly love having you here. Please sit back, take a listen, and let's get our scare on.
Hey sinners, I'm Shannon.
And I'm Sean.
And this is Sinful Cuts.
Hooray!
The horror podcast worth screaming about. Or streaming, whatever. But if you don't get the joke, it's fine. Whatever.
The horror podcast worth schmearing about.
I'm just going to blend it together. It's going to be a different word every week. Watch.
That would actually be the best if you did a different... We'd have to do a new intro every week, which I'm thinking we should absolutely do. We're like, a horror podcast worth meowing about. Meowing about.
Meowing about.
No, we're doing that. Every week is going to be a new... It's going to be a new one.
It's happening. It's happening live, sinners.
Oh, I friggin' love it. Okay, so we have our new plan. Scrap this. And now we're going with our regular intro and go.
See, we tried to be structured right before hitting record.
It didn't
and it
work.
Immediately got thrown out
It
the
didn't work.
window.
Once you were like, it's a horror podcast worth screaming about.
Because I was going to say streaming, and the last second I wanted to switch to screaming.
It was like the time that I wanted to say Sean, and it came out Graham. I don't even know what I called myself.
Oh, Lord.
All right, take two. Here we go.
Here we go.
Go.
Are we starting over?
Yeah, we'll just do the regular intro.
Oh, okay. I don't like we're doing the whole thing all over again. Oh, so we're cutting this whole part out. Okay.
Or not. I'll have to see. I'll have to see how crazy it sounds.
Hey, sinners. I'm Shannon.
And I am Sean.
And this is Sinful Cuts.
Yay! Post-Halloween Sinful Cuts.
Yes.
We're both exhausted.
We are. Spooky season was a busy one. It was a fun one, though.
All right.
Love this season.
Halloween, scale of 1 to 10, 2023 Halloween for you.
Yeah, I was in Salem.
Yeah, it's probably a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. And the night of, if we, me and you, we got to do a trivia night.
It was so great.
That was so much fun. It really was.
It was so great. I am exhausted for you, though, because you went from Thursday to Sunday. Mm-hmm. You had Monday to kind of recalibrate, and then we did our trivia night on Tuesday. And that was Halloween.
And I worked all day, too. Like we had our regular... We do have day jobs, people.
Yeah, we do. We do.
We got to pay our bills somehow.
Until you all start spreading the word and we can monetize the hell out of this, and everyone's walking around in Sinful Cuts merchandise, we have to report to our day jobs.
Yeah, we are simple folk.
Yeah.
In the real world.
One of your hosts is extra simple. I'll let you guess which one that is.
We'll never tell.
Well, I'm going to say that my Halloween was a 10 out of 10 as well. And I don't mean to get all gushy here, but the reason being is because we're doing this podcast now. We started in, August of 23?
Yeah, the idea emerged, I want to say, basically the beginning of summer. We set a plan, and then we recorded a few episodes, and we officially launched, August.
Yeah.
Mid-August.
And it's been 3 months, and it's just been so much fun. And it really, it sounds corny, but this podcast and all of the horror the prep that we do and what we watch, it just added to the Halloween excitement.
It really did.
It was just a 10 out of 10 Halloween. It was so great.
There may or may not be some random Sinful Cuts stickers plastered all over Salem, by the way.
There better be. There better be.
There may or may not. That may or may not be there.
There may or may not be Sinful Cut stickers plastered on every restroom that I go into on Long Island. So, sorry, Barnes & Noble at the Smith Haven Mall. It's me.
Follow our podcast.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe. And maybe we'll take it down.
No, we are definitely not going to do that. We're going to put up 3 more.
I will never take it down.
Never, ever. So, with Halloween done, we're actually dialing it up a notch, and we're gonna get even more insanely obsessive with horror movies. Because actually, you know what? I was gonna say, we're heading into the holidays. No matter what you celebrate, there's multiple holidays going on, and there's going to be a little bit of holiday horror. We were just talking on Shortcuts about It's a Wonderful Knife. So hopefully we can add that to a good holiday horror.
Yeah, excited for that.
Shannon had such great recommendations for Black Christmas and Gremlins, and now It's a Wonderful Knife. So I'm just going to put it out there. And Sinners, it's actually going to be on our... when we post the podcast, it's actually going to be, if you listen on Spotify, I can do a survey. And I'm going to ask the Sinners what their favorite holiday horror is.
Yeah, I totally want to hear some more suggestions as well, because I'm sure there's some movies that that I might have missed, or I don't know, because I feel like when I think about it, there's not a whole lot of holiday horror. But I'm sure I am so wrong.
The only one that I can, that's just glaring right now because it just dropped on Shudder is Anna and the Apocalypse, which is actually a very, very adorable horror musical.
I just thought of another one, I think, that I would love to touch on.
What's that?
And I'm just trying to remember it. Hold on. I want to say it's called... I'm almost positive it's a Christmas movie. Esque. Or it happens on Christmas Eve or night or whatever. Was I Captured the Devil? I think, I want to say. Yeah. Give me a minute to look it up officially, and I will officially say that again with the official title. But
I think you are right.
But I loved that movie. It's more of like a monologue. It's more it's very low budget, so it's like one location, minimal.
It's real good though.
Minimal actors. I found the dialogue and then the quote unquote twist ending, if you will, to be fantastic. I loved the vibe of that movie, so I just remembered that now.
Sinners, I co-sign on that 100%. Shannon just came up with a banger. That is a great movie.
I love that movie.
I'll throw one more out there that's really, really good for holiday horror, and that is a movie called Better Watch Out.
Oh, yeah.
Bing,
that
bang,
was a
boom.
great movie.
Right.
Yes, I knew there was more I was missing.
I mean, this damn thing is going to be dropping on November 7th, so I don't know why we're using all our holiday horror now. What are we going to do in December?
What are we doing?
But I'm going to put the survey out there, or I'm going to put, sorry, not the survey, but I'm going to be asking you, Sinners, what suggestions you have for holiday horror, because I'm looking for stuff to watch.
Yeah. Same.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to rewatch the ones we just mentioned, but yeah, I would love to know if there's any more, because I feel like there's not a whole lot that I'm aware of.
I feel like I can almost hear the hinges creaking right now with Pandora's Box. I think our Sinner's going to come through. I bet there's so many that we're just completely missing out
Either
on.
I forgot, or I saw it like once and just forgot about its existence, or heard about it and never got around to it. There's got to be like a list.
I'm going to tell you something right now. First thing, my birthday, Sinners, is December 7th. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to watch the hell out of Black Christmas.
Nice.
Original flavor.
Yeah.
We don't do the remake.
No, I don't even want to talk about it.
Black Christmas with Margot Kidder. I mean, Olivia Hussey, I want to say, is the lead in that.
The Romeo and Juliet, right? Yes.
But Margot Kidder is on fire in that movie. All right, guys, this isn't a Black Christmas podcast, and I'm like right on the bubble of turning this into a Black Christmas podcast right now. Okay,
getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're we could possibly, Shannon and I have to talk about it, but maybe December will be holiday horror.
Yeah,
maybe we'll do that.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So anyway, what are we discussing today? We're doing
1988's They Live. John Carpenter.
John Carpenter.
If you don't know who he is,
John Carpenter.
I don't need to remind you of past.
Familiar.
I think I know him. No, so I don't have to. Normally, we like to talk about like the past works of the director. You fucking know who he is.
Let's do this first, though. Let's give our Sinners a chance to listen to the trailer of They Live.
Yeah.
So here's the trailer for you.
do these things want, and why are they here?
You still don't get it, do you, boy?
They have recruited the rich and the powerful.
They're running the whole show.
Wake up! They're all about you, all around you. Blinded us to the truth.
Take a look.
They are safe as long as they are not discovered.
I don't know what they are or where they came from, but we gotta stop them. Stay away from me. Put these on. They have us. Look at them. They're everywhere. Our owners.
We have no other choice.
I don't like this one bit.
Leave it alone, man. It ain't none of my business. Ain't none of yours.
We have been lulled into a trance.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. We're in trouble. The whole world's in trouble. Control us! You're sending some kind of signals out of TV sets.
I've got one that can see.
Mama don't like tattletale. Now we start spilling some blood. Let's go!
Push a button.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
So, a quick synopsis from the trailer, if you will. Hold on, please. My apologies, I wasn't ready.
This, all right, I'm just going to, while you're looking that up, I'm just going to set up our sinners for where this falls in the pantheon of Carpenter that everyone has seen. All right, so we got 78 Halloween, then we're rolling into The Fog, then we're rolling into The Thing, then we're rolling into, I want to say, it's 80, I feel like I'm missing, oh, sorry, Christine in 83.
Yes, Christine, yes.
Then we're...
Assault on Precinct 13 I know already happened.
Sorry, I completely...
but that was before Halloween.
That was before Halloween. Then we're rounding off with Starman, not horror. And then we've got Big Trouble in Little China, and here we land on 88's They Live.
Yes.
Don't think I missed any. I think we're good.
I think you're good. Any. It sounds legit.
And then somewhere in there was actually a TV movie about Elvis, where he met Kurt Russell. So all right.
So, a quick synopsis on They Live, in case you haven't seen it. They influence our decisions without us knowing it. They numb our senses without us feeling it. They control our lives without us realizing it. They live. So that's pretty much like the official synopsis, but what's going on is main character, Roddy Piper, who acquired the role after, you said... Sean and I were talking about this. 25 other people
Sinners
did not make the cut, apparently.
You know my new favorite thing in the world is Smash or Trash with Shannon. So at the end of the episode, I'm going to do Smash or Trash for all of the people that were considered for the role of John Nada.
I'm probably not going to know who half these people are. But I'm still going to play.
Well, you're definitely going to know. You're definitely going to know.
Okay.
And if you don't, just like
say, no idea.
Pass.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. So we do know though that John Carpenter's writing this movie, and it is written for none other than Kurt Russell. Because
they just came off of Big Trouble in Little China, and The Thing as well.
And the Elvis TV movie.
The Elvis TV movie.
Yeah. And Escape from New York.
Yes.
So he's worked... So, all right, the story that is now the go-to is that John Carpenter says, and sinners, I love John Carpenter, but he's problematic.
He's very opinionated.
And he contradicts himself. In almost every other interview that he gives, he contradicts what he said in the last one. So but what is now like canon is that he said that he worked with Kurt Russell 3 times prior, and even though this script was written for him, he felt like he had worked with Kurt Russell too much. Now, sinners, when you put that through, now everybody take your John Carpenter filter and put it over your eyes, and what is glaring, just like in the movie They Live, what is staring at you in black and white is Kurt Russell wanted too much money. And that is 1,000% what happened with this. And probably Kurt Russell may have taken a look at the script and been like, this needs a punch up. You know? So, sorry, I just wanted to establish that this was written with Kurt Russell in mind. And when you see the character of John Nada, I'm not talking about Roddy Piper, but when you see the character, it's easy to picture him in there.
Because he could have played the role, I feel like, very well.
Well, you're going to find out, along with all of Hollywood male actors
24 other people.
All right, you know what? Before we get into... This is going to be fun for me. Maybe not for you, sinners. But before we get into Smash or Trash at the end there, can I ask you, who would you put in the role other than Roddy Piper? Who would you like to see in that role? And besides Kurt Russell, who we knew it was written for.
Right.
What do you got for me?
Huh. Who else could have played that role? I like anybody?
Well, no, it's got to be
88.
It's got to be 88.
Okay.
Now think about it.
Okay.
Think about who's popular at the time.
I'll try to have an answer for you before we play Smash or Trash.
Okay. So, all right, great. So before we do Smash or Trash, I'll hit you up with that. And,
okay.
And okay. I'm gonna bet you a bottle of wine of your choice.
Okay.
Or first 3 rounds at the next bar we go to.
Okay.
Now this is my bet. You will say one of the actors in that.
There's 25 of them. Come on.
But if you lose, you owe me nothing.
Fine.
You owe me nothing because there's 25 actors. All right, Senator. So we have a good bet going.
So we'll find out.
All right. So where do we leave off? All right. It's a very simple summary.
Yeah, we gave him the summary. So John Nada basically comes across these pairs of sunglasses. He, just decides to steal one out of a box, because they're like in a back alley somewhere.
It's like a cute little mystery that he has for about 10 minutes. Where he's so obsessed with what's going on in that church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he puts these glasses on, and all of a sudden the world, it looks very different. It's in black and white. The regular ads, bulletins, the banners, everything that you see, all of a sudden have like subliminal messages. There's definitely people who very like. So there's definitely, he comes across that aliens obviously are amongst us, hence the official synopsis, because what this alien race apparently is doing is very subliminally taking over. And he wanted them to almost have like a decayed looking skeleton face. So when you look at them with these interesting eyes, by the way, when you look at them, it's yeah.
Shannon, I'm gonna put it out there.
And I think one person like played them all.
Oh my god!
Well, it was one actor.
It was the same. It was a stuntman.
They all have like the regular, like the same face. It's because it's the same person.
Yeah, and they all have the same thin body because it's the same guy.
Same person. I found that to be very interesting. But that's pretty much the description. So obviously he starts going berserk and going like, "Oh my god, they're taking over," and this was purposely planned to come out on Election Day. By the way, I know we're recording this right before.
Let's get into it.
I think literally right before Election Day, but
this is Carpenter illustrating his displeasure with Reaganomics.
Yeah,
it's 88. We're at the very end of the Reagan era, so he's been president for 8 years.
Clearly wanted to make a statement.
Yep. Now we go into the Bush era of the presidency for 4 years, and we're really in the trough of, trickle down economics and Reaganomics, and look, sinners. Oh, geez, this is we the hair on our arms start. Well, my arm, my werewolf arm, starts to stand up when we talk politics on this podcast, because this is supposed to be a fun place, and we like to keep it that way.
Yeah,
but
you can't not deny that, though. Like, that's obviously the hidden
100%.
Yeah.
So look, I don't want to bend anyone's nose at a joint here, but this is very much a statement of the rich getting richer. It's even mentioned in the movie. The golden rule is those who have the gold make the rules.
Right.
It's very true at that point in 88. I think, I mean, without putting all my political cards on the table, it's very true in 2003, you know, and it was his statement of the 99% being overlooked and overworked and overtaxed and you know, being fed, in John Carpenter, what he's saying is being fed subliminal poison. You know, buy this, marry and reproduce, don't question authority, you know, all of these messages.
Just spend more money, spend more money,
you know,
spend, yep.
Consume is literally
consume,
all over the place. Consume.
Obey.
Okay.
Consume and obey, like that, and it's crazy that like not a whole lot has changed.
I would say it's gotten worse, Jenna. I mean, think about the culture of, and again, sinners, if this is your bag, I'm not putting the boots to you, but it's only gotten worse because look at the Kardashians, something like that. Like it's literally, they live, come to real life, you know, buy this. Here's what I'm promoting on Instagram. You need to have it. It's going to make your life better. If Kim Kardashian peeled her face back and it was the blue alien, I wouldn't even blink. I'd be like, that checks out.
I'd be like, I knew it.
We're about to get sued to oblivion. Again, you know, Kim Kardashian, I have nothing for you. Don't come for me.
I know, we have nothing for you.
But it is, you know, you would think, I wish that Carpenter's message landed at the time. Sadly, it didn't. It just seems like we've gone further down the rabbit hole with consumerism, you know, but again, trying to have a fun podcast, people.
but we got a great movie out of it.
Well, I'll challenge you on the word great. we got a movie out of it. I do like this movie, but when we're done with our notes and our summary, I have my theory on where this lands in the Carpenter canon.
Okay.
And I'm interested to see what you have to say, but
we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Okay. All right. So we'll jump into you know, some like analysis of the film. So I mean, I think we talked a little bit about the literary aspect of it, like, you know, writing for the. Well, again, for the politics, he clearly wanted to make a statement. He was in the mind state of that.
And this was based off of, we should mention, it's based off a short story by Ray Hansen, I want to say.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Ray Nelson. It's called the 8 o'clock in the morning, and that story is about someone who realizes that the world is hypnotized and it's being run by aliens.
That
and
was
he has until
the short novel, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
And he's got until 8 o'clock in the morning to suss it out and save the day.
Gotcha.
Didn't read it. Don't know if it works.
I'm curious on it, though.
But Ray Nelson, good on you.
Yes, for sure. So it's, I mean, like I said, it's a movie for, I don't know, I've, as far as like the dramatic of it, I mean, I maybe I get what you're saying. Like, is it the best movie I've ever seen? I'm not going to go that far. But to me it's wildly different, and I get the intention of it, and I think at one point, especially when they got through the 25 people and hired Roddy Piper to play the main role, and you know, Keith David obviously was the other main role. You know, they decided to throw in that fight scene, and I'm sure that is what this movie is really known for.
This is going to get weird. This is going to get a little weird, sinners, and I apologize. Keith David has a sexy bald head.
Yeah, we just met him at Monster Media.
Did you kiss his sexy bald head?
I sat very, very close next to him as I took my picture.
There's like a Instagram post of this Chihuahua that keeps licking its owner's face. And I think I would have done that with Keith David's head. And I know this is getting insanely weird. I don't think I can help myself. So
Keith David, meeting him was such a delight because, just a quick side note, because he had like his own like little like Bluetooth speaker.
Okay. What was he playing?
Jazz.
Love it.
And he was just, you know, like signing. Dude, I'm shimmying for you sinners right now that you can't see me.
You know what? It feels right. I'm gonna shimmy too.
But he was shimmying and he was signing.
God
and
damn
shimmying,
you, Keith David.
And he wasn't getting up. You had to go behind the chair. The chair.
He's
Jesus.
Keith David.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to get up.
No, I walked around the table to sit next to him to take my photo.
Did you whisper in his ear, seriously, dude, was Childs a thing? Or what?
Like, are you the thing? Or...
Anything? Are you still a thing?
I don't, like I said, it didn't seem like he was really paying attention to anybody except his jazz music.
Okay.
Until, taking the photo, but he was still having a lot of fun just signing his autographs. It was cool.
All right, so let's talk about our two leads right here for 1 second.
Right.
So the 25, people will get into that. But the story...
With the eye roll.
Wait, do you have the story behind how Roddy Piper got hired?
I don't have the story of how he got hired, so
I'm raising my hand. Sinners, I'm raising my hand. I have the story, if you want to hear it.
All right, so let's start with that, because then I want to talk about the fight scene.
Oh, God, yeah. All right, wait, let me talk about Roddy, and then Keith, and then you go to the fight scene.
Okay.
All right, so Roddy Piper gets the part because Carpenter was a huge wrestling fan. Sinners, this was 88. WWF at the time, not WWE, WWF at the time was at an all-time high. It was the Hulk Hogan.
Warrior.
It was the Macho Man Randy. That doesn't sound like him at all. There's the Macho Man Randy Savage era. I mean, it really was truly everywhere.
It was Ultimate Warrior. There was 1, 2, 3 Kid. That was,
Just everywhere.
I may or may not have been a wrestling fan at that time.
It was just, you couldn't escape it. And so Carpenter's a wrestling fan, and he actually goes to WrestleMania 3.
Okay.
And goes to dinner with Roddy Piper. Yeah, I know, 3. Goes to
We're
dinner
old.
with Piper. You're old. Jesus Christ. What am I? I'm Methuselah then. I'm literally Karis the Mummy right now. So they go to dinner and they hit it off. Like, they're just gangbusters. And then Carpenter is like, this is my guy. And Carpenter, and I think he's very genuine in this, he's like, you look at Roddy Piper's face, and it's a very lived-in face. And he's a tough guy. Piper's got a great quote. He says, I'm a people person at heart, and I'm like a sweetie. You ask me for the shirt off my back, I'll put it in your hand. You tell me to give you my shirt, never. I'll die before I do that. And Carpenter, they clicked because Carpenter's... Carpenter. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Carpenter, he can't open a bag of Wonder Bread without getting into a fist fight, for fuck's sake. So, I mean...
Very specific.
Well, he's just... he's so... I love Carpenter so much, but he frustrates me. But I also respect him.
He wants what he wants when he wants it.
And that's why I respect him.
And he's stubborn.
But so that's what...
But, okay, so just I think a general statement. For anybody who's stubborn, it's so frustrating to deal with. But in certain aspects, I believe there's a little bit of admiration on there, too.
I will always respect John Carpenter for the body of work that he has done. But he makes me crazy. Because... he's also like, he's very much from the Roger Corman school of cutting corners and saving a buck. For Corman, it worked. Because Corman mined the up-and-comers.
Okay.
The De Palmas, the Nicholsons, the Vincent Price. So Vincent Price was up and coming, but he mined this incredible pool of talent that hadn't become famous yet.
Okay.
And that's why the Corman films from the 60s and the early 70s, he's got De Niro and fucking Crazy Mama, I think it is, with Shelley Winters. I mean, like, he drew in talent. And Carpenter was doing the same thing. You look at the cast of The Thing.
Okay.
Wilford Brimley, Keith David,
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell, Donald Moffat, and forgive me, the rest of the cast. They're
wonderful.
There's some stage actors and they're character actors, and that movie clicks on so many levels because of the quality that they have. Now, what happens later on down the road is that Carpenter just starts kind of like hiring out of the fucking, I didn't even know what. He's like picking off the line of the bus, and it affects the quality of what he's putting out there.
Okay.
And it bothers me.
Okay.
I want to stick a pin in this because let's talk about it after we get done with our whole synopsis here. But so he hires Piper, and this isn't in print, but I feel it in my gut.
Okay.
I know that he could get Piper for a song because he wasn't an actor.
Right.
Now, Piper has his own.
Well, yes and no.
Ish.
Technically, yes and no.
In the WWE,
he was still a showman.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, very much so. Look, he had to pay him, and Piper actually had to quit the WWE in order to make the film because that prick on wheels, fuckface, extravaganza, Vincent McMahon, didn't want to let him go.
Of course not.
So he quits.
No, you're under my thumb.
And here's the best thing. Here's what I love so much about Roddy Piper. Because this movie now catapults him into a different, echelon.
Right.
When he goes back to the WWE, McMahon's got to pay him more. It's like the most. It's so delicious. Just fuck you, Vince McMahon. I really don't know why I don't like the guy so much. But every story I hear about him is he's fucking people over.
Well, it's the Dark Side of the Ring series probably that does not help his case.
Do I need to say allegedly? Are we getting sued from the Kardashians and the McMahon family?
Oh, Lord.
All right, I'll take you all on. I really won't.
I won't.
That was an empty boast. So
you already have everything. Leave us alone.
So Piper gets hired. Good for Roddy. Keith David gets hired because Carpenter just really thought that he did a bang-up job in 82 with
Which
the
he
thing
did.
and was looking for something to put him into. Now, all right, can I go here now? I think I'm going to have to go here. I think that Carpenter is smart.
Okay.
Because Keith David is a very good actor.
Yeah.
And has a lot of presence and draws you in. I have a feeling that Keith David gets a lot of Roddy Piper's lines.
Okay.
Roddy Piper, for as much as he's a showman and was an absolute stellar superstar in the WWE, Shannon, he's not a good actor. He's not. He's very bad. He's really, really bad.
Well,
and this movie would be so much better with anyone else in it.
Oh, Lord.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know I'm looking at you, and I know it's hurting your feelings.
A little bit.
Can I put something out there?
Okay.
And he's not on the list that I'm going to give you. Nicolas Cage in 88. In this movie. How much better would this movie be?
So, I mean, I definitely think he could have pulled it off. It probably would have been maybe not a completely different movie.
I'm just going to throw one more name out there, and this is on the list, so this won't count.
Okay.
Schwarzenegger.
Well.
John Carpenter and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
This was a $3 million budget film, okay? $3 million budget. It went on. It did open number one at the box office and was number one for 2 weeks. And then it's released by Universal and Carolco. It's produced by Alive Pictures. Look, Carpenter has a number one movie at the box office, but it's a $3 million film. And it looks like a $3 million film. It does. Schwarzenegger gets attached to this. And this budget goes to $50 million. Think about that for a second.
Okay.
Maybe 35. It's 88. Let's say 35. 20 of that being Schwarzenegger's salary. But still, we've got the source material, and they flesh out the story. They probably give this screenplay, because Carpenter wrote it under the name of Fred Armitage, but he wrote the script.
Yeah.
They probably filter it through a couple of other, script doctors at the time. Shane Black, William Goldman. I mean, this thing all of a sudden goes from a $3 million cult hit, which I'll give it, and I do like this movie. I swear to you, I like this movie. But there's so much.
I'm giving him the side eye right now.
If I'm gonna go through these people that could have been were considered for this movie, and if it had landed with some of them, this budget would have quintupled, if not more. And I feel like there's a better movie in there.
Okay.
Because of it. Because I really love the story. Story.
I think the story was great.
So there's our two actors. Now I'll shut my yap. Tell us. Okay, so we've just so that we know, John Otter comes to town. He's looking for work. All we see all over the place is the rich getting richer, and he's living in Hooverville, in a shanty town.
Yes.
And but they're taking care of him. They're very kind. He sees some stuff going on in the church. He's intrigued. We have this like little 10-minute mystery of him finally getting in there and getting the sunglasses, and then he sees, and then he robs the bank. I mean, Shannon, come on, we can't pass this by.
No,
you got to talk about the bank scene.
So this was famously ad-libbed by Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper.
Well, because of the fact that he, as a wrestler, you have to come up with intimidating lines, like to be a showman on stage and intimidate your foe.
Do you want to hear mine if I was a wrestler? You ready for it? Here it comes. I'll be right back.
Here it comes.
And I never show up.
And then you come back. you just run through the crowd. And then all of a sudden you hear the you just hear a car.
I almost want to become a professional wrestler now, just to do this.
Maybe they'll let you come into the Royal Rumble.
I'll only have one appearance, but it'll be legendary, I'll go down in history.
It would be during the Royal Rumble, because there's always like some like random person in the middle. I remember one time Drew Carey came out. I don't remember which Royal Rumble it was, but I was like, why the fuck is he here?
God bless.
And then Kane came out, and he immediately like disqualified himself and left the ring. I'm like, I would too.
Not a stupid man.
No, not a
stupid man.
Not a stupid man at all, Drew Carey. That was a fun Royal Rumble. But anywho, what were we talking about?
The bank scene. You're turning into me.
So we get the famous scene where now, he's kind of like, I don't know if he's really in the know of what is going on, but he knows something is fucking going on, because he's seen enough at this point, I think, with the glasses. Through the glasses.
I didn't research this. I don't know if you did, but whose ever idea it was to make the glasses scenes black and white. Kisses on your face.
I'm pretty sure that was Carpenter's decision. That was the visual point. Well, we'll get to cinematography in a second.
So good.
After I talk about
so smart.
Yes.
So smart.
It's so smart, right?
So simple.
It's so simple. It's so simple. Love it. So he walks into the bank and says the famous line, "I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum."
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum. Oh,
Near the entrance. Has a shotgun. White male, 30s, long hair.
Mama don't like tattletales.
Wearing sunglasses.
So he had that, so he had a booklet written down of just random, like taunting lines to be a showman in wrestling for your foe. So if he thought of something cool or kick-ass or whatever, he would write it down. So he presented these lines, or this little book, I should say, to Carpenter. And Carpenter was like, for the scene, yeah, pick one. He's
no dummy.
Yeah, and he let him do it, and he is just like, perfect, love it. And yeah.
And it's iconic.
It's very iconic. So
fantastic.
Before we officially get into the cinematography, because I definitely want to talk about that, especially one specific scene.
Okay.
So, gotta talk about the fight scene.
It's supposed to be 20 seconds long. That's the rumor. But then Carpenter...
I haven't heard anything about that. I've heard nothing about that officially. Like when you watch documentaries, so from Carpenter's mouth, when you hear about this part, maybe on paper it was meant to be 20 seconds long, if you will.
He says it. Carpenter says it in 3 interviews that I researched.
But
and then the other 12 say that it was always supposed to be...
No, okay, so then I'm going to go with the latter on that. So maybe on paper it was supposed to be a 20-second fight scene. Then they hire a wrestler.
When so he goes Kurt Russell it was going to be 20
It was going to be 20 seconds.
Yeah.
So now that he has a wrestler as the main actor, so in this particular interview that I saw, he mentions, yeah, I wanted to give him a fucking epic fight scene because he was a wrestler. So, yeah. So now this is the scene that I wanted to mention this because this tickled my tummy.
All right, come on.
So bad. And I'm like, this is my favorite part about researching this whole movie. This actually might be my favorite thing about the whole movie, and it's not even in the movie. But if you see this one particular interview with John Carpenter...
Time out for 1 sec. You just came up with a new t-shirt.
Tickled my tummy?
This tickles my tummy.
We have so many t-shirts and so many lines. Do they exist? No.
I'm writing this down. This tickles my tummy. From Sinful Cuts.
It's hilarious. So John Carpenter's getting interviewed about this movie, and then the interviewer comes up. We get to the fight scene, and Carpenter mentions that it made sense to make an epic fight scene because he hired a wrestler. So you could hear the interviewer ask him. Because if you guys haven't seen this movie, or if you recall the fight scene and you're not exactly sure how long your eyeballs were on this fight scene, it's 5 minutes and 40 seconds, which is very long in a movie. It's very long.
It ends and starts 4 times.
Yes, pretty much. Yes. And fun fact too, South Park, with Timmy vs. Jimmy episode, they did the cripple fight.
It's a parody.
They do. It's a parody off of. You do it side by side. Oh, look up that video. It's hilarious. So, but the interviewer asks John Carpenter, "Did it ever occur to you to shorten the scene?" His face.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Carpenter's face distorts.
Did he spit on him?
And he goes, "Fuck no!"
This is John Carpenter's since 1985. This is John Carpenter's response to almost every single interview.
And that might be his stubbornness. I found it hilarious.
Oh, it's great. Look, there's only one John Carpenter. You know what? There's
only one 5 minute and 40-second fight scene.
It would be great if he listened to this podcast and in the comments just said, "Fuck you."
He probably will.
I would love that so much.
Yes.
My favorite part in the entire 5 minute fight scene, 5 minute 48-second fight scene, is when Piper breaks the window of the car, starts giggling, and then apologizes to Keith David. And then at the very end of the fight, it's the very, very end of the fight, he finally gets the fucking glasses on Keith David. And then Keith, oh my God, he starts seeing everything. And then they're hugging each other. And then they shimmy over to the wall, still hugging. Mm-hmm. I mean, look, sinners, you have to get to a point with They Live where you're just like, I'm just gonna have a fun time. And then you enjoy this movie on a completely different level. Mm-hmm. There's the movie it could have been, and there's the movie it is.
Yes.
Bringing you all in with me.
It's like a personal problem for Sean.
I have to let go of the $35 million movie that it could have been, and I thoroughly enjoy the movie that it is. It is, from that point forward, where Keith David gets the glasses, then, as I say, from previous films, this movie's on roller skates. Then we're just...
Yeah.
Look, there's a lot of...
Full speed ahead after that.
And it's better that you just hold on and enjoy, because if you start looking around, there are insane gaps in everything. Just literally everything.
But so let me just circle back a little bit, because this is where the cinematography really comes into play. And this is what I think I thoroughly enjoy about this movie, because again, like you were saying before, so when the glasses come on, again, he sees the subliminal messages, literally the money, money that he turns into. It's just, I forgot exactly what it says, but it's just exchange device.
This is your God.
This is your God. Yes. Yes. So it's, and that's, oh my God, how true is that? On so many levels.
Look,
and it's just a piece of paper that fucking says that.
Yeah.
The fact that it's black and white, so the infamous scene too, besides the fight scene, and the most expensive scene as well, was the supermarket scene. Because
Okay.
Yes, okay, because if you remember, like, so they needed to do 2 completely different sets. So, like, every single little can has, you know, like, eat me, basically, or whatever, or, like,
I
consume,
get it.
or
Okay.
this, whatever.
All right.
So, in one aspect, they had to build, because these were sets that they built.
Yeah, okay.
So, the one set looked like a regular supermarket. You go in any market that you know,
They have to
everyday
redo the whole
market,
damn
looks
thing.
like the food or whatever. They redid the whole fucking thing to accommodate the black and white and subliminal messages. Every single can, every little thing you saw, you know. So there's I appreciated the work that they put into that, because apparently that was a lot of work.
No, look, if nothing, we'd love to give a shout out to the craftsmanship that goes into these films. The art design, the set decoration.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Just that scene alone, like I said, it's mind blowing. Like, yeah, obviously, when he puts the glasses on, the point of it is to be everywhere. But like when you look again, like there's a lot of cans.
A lot of cans. There's a lot of cans in the supermarket.
I bet you those guys didn't eat canned food for a very long time.
They're like, wait, he can't walk into a Jiffy Lube, but it's gotta be less stuff.
It's got to be a supermarket. But but it was little things like that that really sold the movie for me, because then you get it. Again, you get the message that Carpenter was trying to cross, to point across, and it was, I don't know, it was that's what makes it enjoyable and memorable for me. So now I'm sorry, now I'm segueing into my overall opinion.
Okay, can I be the Siskel to your Ebert and be the complete buzzkill?
I guess.
All right. So this is where you and I. This is what I wanted to talk about. Might as well bring it up now.
I guess so.
Okay. So the director of the DP, the director of photography, is Gary B. Kibbe.
Okay.
And he had done previously. He had done Prince of Darkness. He was Dean Cundey, renowned cinematographer Dean Cundey, had worked with Carpenter previously.
Okay.
And on some of the most gorgeous films. So, just so that, what do we got? He's all right. Just to give you a overview of what he's worked on. Big Trouble in Little China. Dean Cundey had done Jurassic Park, Apollo 13, Back to the Future, Psycho 2. Tom Holland. Psycho 2.
Oh, yeah.
I think I might be right. It's probably Fred Decker, but I'm pretty sure it's Tom Holland.
Because they're the same person on this podcast.
All right, you're about to love Dean Cundey, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh, Kiss Your Face.
Right?
Yep.
Dean, Kiss Your Face Machine.
Kiss Your Face.
Right?
Revolutionary film, in my opinion.
So, all right, let's just... So, Dean Cundey had worked on... Had been the cinematography... Cinematography. It's back. It's back, sinners.
It's back.
I was doing so good for a couple of podcasts there, but Mushmouth is back. How you doing? Did you miss me? So, my whole thing with Gary Kibbe is that he's no Dean Cundey. I know that sounds a little harsh. He just doesn't have the skill level. From this point forward, Gary Kibbe is Carpenter's cinematographer, and it's just glaring, the difference, because you're going from, hold on, just so that I don't really, I'm just going to the 80s here. Bear with me, sinners. Holy shit, Dean Cundey's worked on a lot. Okay, so, oh my god, he did this movie. He was the director of photography in this movie, Creature from Black Lake, which came out in 1976. That I'm obsessed with. We're not going to do it on the podcast. It's my own weirdness.
It's my own personal.
All right, so let's just do a little Dean Cundey. He works on Halloween. Guess what Halloween is? Gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. The wide shots on Halloween are gorgeous.
Yes.
Shannon!
I know.
I'm about to kung fu kick you. It's gorgeous.
With love.
Guess what else does? I'm always with love. What, are you kidding me? Yeah, you'd kick my ass, too. I'm never going to karate kick you. Guess what else he does? The Fog.
Okay.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Okay. Oh, shit, he did Without Warning. Weird little horror film
Okay.
from the 80s.
Never saw it, but okay.
Does Escape from New York. God, all right. So Dean Cundey is. Oh my God, he did this movie, Jaws of Satan. Oh my God, I'm obsessed with that movie as well. He also did Halloween 2. Okay. Look, I know that like he's not the Roger Rabbit, Back to the Future, but you can see he's working up to it. But here it starts to get serious.
Okay.
He's the DP on The Thing.
All right.
Gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Masterpiece.
Guess what else he did? Halloween 3: Season of the Witch. Okay. All right. So
you got to enjoy on the big screen. Jealous.
Then he did Psycho 2. Oh my God, he did DC Cab. Weird film. Roy, that's for you. DC Cab. Did Romancing the Stone.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you could see. Then he does Back to the Future. Now it's starting to get. Then he ends his relationship with Carpenter at Big Trouble in Little China, because I think Dean Cundey's price is out of Carpenter's range now.
Fair enough.
To Carpenter's detriment, it really bums me out. So, and then 88, same year that this, he does Roger Rabbit. Okay. Which, sinners, just peek behind the curtain. We love Roger Rabbit. We'll eventually do Roger Rabbit.
We will, because it's not a horror movie per se, but watching that as a child, and if you've never seen it, like, please watch it up until the very end scene, because there's like you finally, like, the bad guy reveal, if you will. It is probably the most frightening thing of my childhood. It's up there.
We're gonna do a month-long series, because Shannon and I have been talking about doing, putting together months of related movies,
like themes and stuff. Yeah,
we're gonna do a month of horror movies that aren't necessarily considered horror movies, but are definitely horror movies.
That were were just like trigger warnings for our own childhood.
I'm looking at you, Roger Rabbit. I'm looking at you, Dark Disney fucking Dragon Slayer.
Never-ending story.
Made me There's literally bed shitting going on in my childhood with movies that you're talking about. So then Dean Cundey gets involved with Zemeckis, and he gets involved with Spielberg, because we got Jurassic Park. Death Becomes Her. Death Becomes Her is a gorgeous movie.
Supposedly they're remaking that.
Really?
I believe so. I think it might be a rumor right now.
Intrigued. Ron Howard with Apollo 13. So anyway, guys, you get what I'm getting at. Language.
Words.
Yeah, words are hard. So Gary Kibbe steps in. Look, Gary Kibbe. All right. I mean, I'll kiss your face, I guess. But I just don't want to make you feel bad about yourself.
That was more like a handshake looking type of.
I'll hug you. I don't know. But he's a journeyman. So we go from someone who really did become just an artist in their vision and the way they set up shots and their use of light and camera movement and angles and everything. And then you get Gary Kibbe. And he's just a journeyman, and everything from this point forward for me in the Carpenter movies that go forward that Gary Kibbe is involved with look like they're made for TV.
Okay.
There's no imagination. There's no wonderment. Like
does it seem like he's just showing up to make a buck? Or?
No, I think he's really putting his heart and soul into it.
Okay.
But you're talking about Picasso and Bob Roberts. I mean, they're both artists, but there's different.
Okay. Right.
And look,
different scales.
Again, I don't. This man is probably a very sweet man, and he made movies, which is more than I'll ever do. And he's got this legacy behind him. He worked with Carpenter on. I do love Prince of Darkness. I really love that movie. But when you're talking about The Thing and how that's shot, and then you're talking about Prince of Darkness, come on, Shannon, you gotta back me up here. Yeah. One looks incredible and imaginative and creative, and one looks like it could be a fucking TV movie.
Yeah. Yep.
He sets up the camera and he shoots the frame, and they move on to the next shot.
Right.
Which is very much Carpenter. See, Carpenter had earlier in his career had people like Deborah Hill and people like Dean Cundey and other people that were writing with him, and I think it was the collaborative approach in the earlier stuff that made incredible magic. And later on, it really just becomes a John Carpenter show where he doesn't have the budgets to support him because, I mean, it's just up and down with whether these movies landed at the box office. But I think
Which
John...
a lot of them didn't at the time.
Yeah, and I think John wants to shoot movies on the cheap and cut corners, and he's very much following that Roger Corman formula, and it's just the point of diminishing returns for me, unfortunately. You know, because look, then we're going on to fucking Ghosts of Mars and Memoirs of an Invisible Man, which, by the way, we could do Memoirs of an Invisible Man.
Okay.
Just based on the fact that it's a studio film with money behind it, and the people that were involved in that are Hollywood A players, and it's a piece of shit movie. It's like every decision that was made for that movie was the wrong one. With fucking Chevy Chase, like everything just went wrong on that. But that's actually maybe we'll do that somewhere in the future, because just everything that went wrong on that is an interesting story.
I haven't even seen or thought about that film in so long.
The best thing that came out of that is that actually Sam Neill shows up, who's just an absolute kiss-your-face sweetheart of all time, Hall of Fame. And, you know, they work together in The Mouth of Madness, another Gary Kibbe shot movie, which has flares of kookiness and wackiness, which I really appreciate.
I gotta give that one another go, because I feel like, I don't know, in The Mouth of Madness specifically, I don't know if I was in the right mind state, but I remember, hating that film.
It's flat as fuck, because of the way it's shot.
Okay, alright, but it's literally been, I want to say over 20 years since I've given it a go.
It's John Carpenter directing H.P. Lovecraft, and Sam Neill Sam Neill is like the fucking Michigan J. Frog. He's like, hello, my darling. He's doing everything he can in that movie to make it what it maybe kind of sort of is-ish, and everything else is just working against him. You know? It's flat as fuck.
Okay.
Sorry, Gabby.
Okay, so
Gary
I don't...
Kibbe.
Yeah, okay. Because that's what I remember. I remember, it just kind of ended. I was like, okay. I don't know. I remember not feeling anything. I wasn't scared. I wasn't surprised. I wasn't enthused. I wasn't entertained. I just sat there numb. I'm like, okay.
It's choices made, but it's also you hit Carpenter in his most fed upness of Hollywood.
Okay.
And he's like, it's got to be tough directing every day when you're just like, fuck this place, fuck the, you know,
yeah.
Grr. And look, to John Carpenter's credit, Sinners, he just gave an interview last week, and God bless him for it. I just absolutely adore him, because he's like, you know what, I don't give a shit about any. Have your opinions about all my works. This one's breathing. This one you can see his breath. This one not. I don't even care. You know. They never should have gone forward with the Halloween franchise. I know I ruined that. I'm partially responsible. Actually, he doesn't say that. He's absolutely not taking any responsibility.
Because he has no problem taking the paychecks. That's why. He has to get a paycheck with every single project.
But he's like, all I want to do now is watch basketball and play video games. And I'm like, that sounds fair.
He's ready to,
For what you've done for us,
fine.
Please, by all means, watch basketball and play video games. But it's just, these... It's just landing flat for me visually, all the movies forward from this point, which bums me out.
Oh, okay.
It just bums me out.
All right.
Look, I'm talking out of my ass. John Carpenter...
Well, this is our opinions at this point,
but,
so this is a conclusion, obviously, of this.
It's going to sound like I'm throwing massive shade at Carpenter, but I don't know the story. He could have begged for Dean Cundey to the studio, and they're like, no, you can't have him. He could have begged for other creative people behind the lens, or whatever, script doctors, whatever, and they're like, no, we're not going to give you a goddamn dime, because your smash to trash ratio was pretty bad. I mean, Carpenter doesn't become Carpenter until he's well into the 90s, early 2000s, where then, of course, everybody looks back and they're like, boy, we sure didn't give this guy a fair break. And John Carpenter's like, yeah, that's what I've been saying since 82 with the thing.
Now he's bitter and angry.
Yeah,
so.
I just spit all over half my basement.
So in one way, I get your frustration, but in another hand, it's just kind of like, well, wouldn't you turn out that way if you were...
It is, John, I can't stop playing the what if game. What if, because he's easily one of my favorite directors.
Yeah, sure.
And creatives.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right.
All right, are we ready for Smash and Trash?
Let's wrap up the movie. So Roddy Piper goes to the one piece of equipment that is disguising the aliens from, I guess, the world, and shoots it with a pellet gun.
Pew pew.
And then pew, 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 pew. And then that's the end of the movie, and the aliens are exposed. Okay. I do want to say one thing about. I want to talk about one thing about why this movie lands. Okay, so you've got you got a couple of factors. You've got like the campiness to the movie, which I love. You've got Roddy Piper, who is an odd choice at best, but it's a choice, and it's a legacy now because it's Roddy Piper in a John Carpenter movie. And then
you're like, it's a choice.
It's a choice. Then it's a weird thing that happens with Shepard Fairey, who is a street artist, takes the Obey logo and then starts putting that on street art. And then that just blows up globally. And I think that brings a lot of people into the source material. And Shepard Fairey
like in reality, like marketing wise,
yeah,
he's talking about. Yeah, actually, I bought a poster recently.
I mean,
at a market, I was just at.
Good for Shepard. He's like, yeah, totally.
The Moonlight Market.
Nice. Oh, you're getting high fives. Oh, great
It's
stuff,
up on
babe.
the
Moonlight
wall.
Market, Krampus Market coming up.
It's up on the wall. That looks fantastic.
Shit. Krampus. I love Krampus.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I love Krampus.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I
told you so many
Yeah,
people
I
are going to
know.
be like,
So
what
many-
about this one?
Yeah.
What about this
No.
one?
Yep. Valid.
I do an impression of the Sinners. So kidding. We love you. I didn't mean that at all.
Kiss your faces.
So, I do think the Shepard Fairey, the street art, barring the Obey logo, really just puts this into the stratosphere, because people who would never even heard of They Live were like, wait, where is this coming from? And they're doing a little detective work, and I think that just like revitalized everything. And look, who doesn't love a cult movie? And now it has that status, and it's a cult gem.
It really is, though.
I mean, I've got hella problems with it. You heard them all, but it is a cult gem, and it's creative and it's unique. I mean, I know it was a short novel before, but look, John Carpenter put his spin on it. In lesser hands, it wouldn't have landed. I do love the fact that, like, you can tie this into some of the 50s stuff, the Saucer Men from Mars and Invasion from Mars and stuff like that.
Because he's a huge sci-fi fan. So, yeah.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, anyway, so that's our movie right there. Did I have any post notes? Oh, cultural impact.
I was going to say that.
Yeah,
Clearly here it is.
This is our Foley department. Pages crinkling. All right, Shannon, I'm gonna put this on you. Let me hear horror cultural impact, because I just did mine. It's a cult movie. It's a cult classic.
Yeah.
I don't know where it would fall in like the pantheon of horror cult classics, but it's probably it's definitely more toward the top than the bottom.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. Especially with the mark. He's pointing at me with his glasses.
It's my new thing. I like putting with my glasses now. It keeps them out of my stupid mouth.
Fair enough. Whatever you got to do, right? So no, I like I said, like the marketing for this movie is definitely like just about anywhere and everywhere, and I think even people see like the Obey and consume messages, and they almost kind of immediately get it, even if they have not seen this film.
But if that's to back up your point, then this doesn't have a cultural impact at all in '88. It's only now. With the Obey.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I love that. I agree 100%.
Because what we were saying it before in the beginning of the episode, the fact that, like, even with that message being put out there, and we're all, like, fully aware of it.
Yeah.
People will still, however you fall with politics and things like that. Again, we're not going to discuss our politics right now on the podcast. However, many people are very aware of it and are, have their own opinions on it. And this is definitely a cliche message pertaining to our society, our societal issues. And
Our addiction.
Our addiction.
Our addictions.
And to your point, I think it's only gotten worse. And this is before any type of social media.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. Oh my! It's such a bummer that this came out in '88 and it's 2003 and it's gotten worse. Okay, all right, but you brought.
Did you say we're in 2003?
I did.
Sean lives in the past.
Look, it wouldn't be a podcast if I wasn't stupid, insanely stupid at least 3 times. Every time I'm a dummy, an angel gets its wings. So with that in mind, our 2003 listeners, I love your take on that. I absolutely love your take on that. That it's like delayed cultural impact. I mean, literally, 98, 2008, 2018. Oh my God! Let's say like 30 years later. All right. So sinners, where were we? All right. So that's the cultural impact. I agree with you 100%. Love it. All right. Are you ready for Smash or Trash?
We're ready for Smash or Trash.
All right. We've been talking this up the whole episode, gang.
All right.
So here we go. There's a lot. I'll go slow and steady when you give me the Smash or Trash. These are actors who were considered for the role of John Nada.
Okay.
Alec Baldwin.
At 88? Smash.
I tell you what, I'm just going to put a pause on Smash or Trash for 1 second. Alec Baldwin's interesting. Ready for Smash or Trash? I smash it as well, but let me do this instead. He's not John Nada, the construction working drifter. He's a TV executive who works with Meg Foster.
Okay.
Who becomes aware of the conspiracy while working in the corporate setting. That's a little interesting, right? With an Alec Baldwin-esque...
As opposed to a...
Because he's too much of a fancy pants.
Joe Schmo on the streets.
He can't do a Joe Schmo.
Okay.
Right, all right, so a little interesting.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. So now I think I'm picking up what you're putting down now. So, like, as far as different movie.
Yeah,
you're picturing a whole different character from a different angle.
He sees it from the inside, where John Nada is a total outsider.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
Okay.
All right, look, if someone fucking does that, we get dibs.
Yeah.
All right? We definitely want executive producer credit on that.
For sure.
Okay, so that was only like the real fancy pants.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to smash or trash from going forward. Okay, ready? Michael Biehn. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to smash him. You're trashing? Oh, I love it when we're different.
Yeah,
okay.
trash.
Brian Bosworth.
I don't know. Oh,
he was a football player. He did football. Okay, we're gonna pass, but it's a trash.
But
he's horrible.
No, trash.
He's trash as fuck.
I know. I pulled it up. Yeah, no.
Jeff Bridges.
Oh. Yeah, smash.
See now, Jeff Bridges could be our inside executive and our outside guy.
He could be either or. Yeah, that's a smash.
Ready for this one? Bruce Campbell.
Oh, come on. You
can
do anything.
Smash his face
I'll do anything.
Oh, boy, this was a real consideration. You ready for this one? Tom Cruise.
Oh, well, okay.
Think he could play both, the inside guy and the outside guy.
Because he kind of, well, I feel like he already finally got his way with War of the Worlds. War of the Worlds?
Yeah.
Right? Not World War Z. No, that was Brad Pitt.
No, that was World War Z. You got it.
War of
the
Wars, Worlds, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so War of the Worlds, he did.
You had it the first
remake.
time.
Yeah.
You talked yourself out of it, which was insanely entertaining to watch you do that in real time. Yep, it was War of the Worlds. You had it.
So I feel like he got his moment. So I guess
now this would have been Cocktail.
I'll go with Smash. I'll go with Smash. I feel like he could have pulled it off then.
Cocktail, Top Gun era.
Yeah.
I also pronounce it error because Long Island in my mouth. All right, ready for this one? This is so insane, but Harrison Ford.
Okay, so different. Like you were saying with Alec Baldwin, different angle.
Yeah, but
maybe. Yeah.
I'm smashing.
Yeah, smash.
But also, we're at a $75 million budget, and Spielberg's directing, or Zemeckis is directing. I mean, it's not a Carpenter movie.
It would have been a completely different movie.
Same with this guy, Mel Gibson.
Yeah, same. Completely different movie. But smash, because he totally could have pulled that off.
He could have pulled it off.
I think, actually, you know what? I'm going to go with total smash, because I believe, especially in '88.
Oh, I like Total Smash.
Yeah,
New category.
I like new category. I'm gonna put 2 checks.
Yeah.
No, in '88, Mel Gibson, I believe, could have pulled it off as is.
Yes, because
With-
he literally has the hairstyle.
5 minutes and 40-second fight scene.
Yeah.
And all.
Because we're talking
I
about
think
Lethal Weapon. Maybe Lethal Weapon 2 time frame. Probably, yeah.
88. Yeah, Lethal
88?
Weapon 2. Yeah.
I mean-
Because I saw Lethal Weapon 2 in the theaters.
He literally is John Nada in Lethal Weapon and
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ready for this one? Now, I want you to give this one a think for a bit. It's gonna... Tommy Lee Jones. Right?
So I'm gonna go with trash, if as is. Again, a completely different movie, different scenario. I'm gonna go with maybe Smash.
You're gonna think I'm kidding around?
But again, here. Okay, so here's how I'm gonna play my opinion moving forward. I'm gonna go with the movie as is. So a movie as is, Tommy Lee Jones, trash.
Okay. I agree with you. You're gonna think I'm joking, but I'm not joking. Tommy Lee Jones actually could have
Well, I love Tommy Lee Jones, by the way.
Same here.
Just I'm not just
kissed that craggly face all day long.
absolutely.
But Tommy Lee Jones can only play the alien in the movie. Like, if he was the lead alien, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Oh yeah, well if he's the
Tommy Lee
alien.
Jones, yeah.
Yeah.
I know, but he was considered.
But again, different movie. Different angle, I mean.
Ready for this one? Michael Keaton.
Oh, Smash.
Smash.
Yeah, I'm convinced he could do
I
anything.
mean, we're talking Batman Returns Michael Keaton at this time. Yeah. Michael Keaton?
Yeah, he could do anything.
Kiss Hall of Fame.
Yeah, kiss your face, Michael Keaton. I actually really do want to kiss
Oh
your
boy,
face, Michael Keaton.
there can be only one. Christopher Lambert.
I don't know who that is.
Highlander. Highlander, to our French listeners who we adore, we're trending in France for some odd reason.
Wait, Christopher...
Lambert.
I need to see his face.
Oh, Lambert. B-A-R-T.
Oh, okay.
B-A-R-T.
I'm like, I'm sure I know who he is. Oh. Ooh. That's an interesting choice. I can't picture it, though,
Me
so I'm
neither.
going to go with Smash.
I got trash.
Trash, yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Stephen Lang. Now keep in mind, this isn't old man jacked Stephen Lang. This
Okay.
is Stephen Lang 88, who just looks like a regular guy. But I do love Stephen Lang, but I can't see it. I'm sorry. I'm co-opting your Smash or Trash game with my own dumb opinion.
I can't see it, so I'm going to go with Smash.
Okay.
Jesus, I'm getting them mixed up. Trash. Sorry.
Trash.
Yeah.
Dolph Lundgren. I mean, he's like better Roddy Piper.
I'm going to go with Smash. He could have pulled it off.
He could have pulled it off.
I feel like he could have.
Michael Madsen.
Ooh. I might go with Smash.
Smash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm smashing.
Yeah.
Different,
Maybe.
more like introspective and weirder, but I kind of like that.
But that would fit the category of the film, yeah.
Yep. Bill
Maybe
Paxton.
make it less campy too.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, I love the campiness of it because that's what we have and I'll accept it.
but different.
It might have made it, yeah. It would
Well,
have
then
given.
he goes on to do Species, and that's campy as fuck.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know what? Right, forget it. Okay.
But I'm smashing.
Yeah, I'm smashing.
All right, our own Bill Paxton.
Oh, I have a special place in my heart for Bill Paxton, but
I will never trash Bill Paxton.
I don't want to trash him. But as is, I don't know if he could have pulled it off. It would have to be a different angle, I think.
You're hurting my feelings.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But it's your game.
But you know what? You know what? Fine, I'll go with Smash.
This is your secret boyfriend, Ron Perlman.
My secret boyfriend.
Your secret boyfriend.
So
There are pictures.
Matt was there too.
Well, it's also Matt's secret boyfriend.
That's
It's 2023.
My husband's secret
Or
boyfriend.
2003.
2003. Get it right. I think he could have pulled it off in his own way. So I'll
Beauty
go.
and the Beast era Ron Perlman, which doesn't mean anything because he was covered in latex under latex for that TV show.
Yeah.
But okay, I'm smashing.
I
Ron
feel
Perlman.
like he could have pulled it off in
All
his
right,
own
we
way.
did Schwarzenegger, different movie, different director.
Yeah,
but
Stallone to me would
smashing.
be the same thing.
Ready for this one? Patrick Swayze.
Oh. I think Smash.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I think very much Smash.
Yeah, very much Smash.
And also, don't have to change the hairdo.
Gonna go with total Smash.
Okay, these last two
Because
are...
that's with oh my god, what's the movie? Oh my god. Bar.
Roadhouse.
Thank you. Bar fight. That movie.
Guess who the cinematographer was on Roadhouse?
Who?
Dean Cundy.
Was it really?
Did this become the Dean Cundy podcast?
I think so.
All right, I got two more for you.
All right.
And I think these are kind of layups. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I'm gonna go with trash because I mean it would have been a completely different movie. I think he could have pulled it off, but again, it would have been a completely different movie.
I think 90 just slurred my way into oblivion. I think 90s Jean-Claude Van Damme smash, because then we have the hard target after post-Universal Soldier
okay.
Van Damme, but we're talking Bloodsport Van Damme now.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I'm trashing.
Yeah, I'm gonna
with you, I'm
trash.
trashing.
Yeah.
And the last one, Mr. Bruce Willis.
Ooh, was he even known yet for?
Well, Die Hard.
For Die Hard?
Die Hard is 86 or 87? Yeah, very
yes,
much.
very much so, right? So I'm gonna go with because he surprised nobody wanted him for Die Hard. He surprised the fuck out of everybody. So I'll go with Smash.
Different movie, smashing. Different movie, more I don't want to say comedy, but more quippy. But I'm with you.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely with you. That's it.
Yeah.
That's everybody.
So Bruce Willis was really considered?
Oh yeah. I think that I definitely think that it's just like a wish list. I mean, come on, Harrison Ford.
I mean,
they're just like who's white and has a pulse.
Yeah.
There you go. The surprising thing though is there was no Nick Cage at the time.
Yeah.
And this is 88 Nick Cage, which would have been I mean, he was hot, but he was like indie hot.
Right.
I'm gonna say like Racing Arizona time frame.
Yeah. Yeah.
But all right, look, so let's put a button in good old They Live. Definitely enjoyed it. I can't help myself because it's right on the cusp. Like, I saw what was going on with Prince of Darkness with Carpenter, where I'm like, this does not look like the gorgeous Carpenter movies that we've had, but I really dug on the story because it was kind of like the science versus the devil angle, which is ripe for a reinterpretation, because that movie just doesn't age well at all. No. Like, the science is so janky and the technology is so janky that I just want someone to remake that movie so badly because I love it. Caltech students who have a theory, and also Satan's in the basement. Come on! Yeah. What are you nuts?
BT dubs.
What are you, crazy? It's just like the best thing I ever said in my life. But like, all right, somebody, I don't know. They're just working on, the Marvels Part 2 right now. So sad.
Part 2? Part 57.
You know what? I'm going to take that back. Horror is immune to that. It really is.
I think so.
We just got done on Shortcuts talking about stuff that was coming out. Low budget stuff. Creative stuff. Horror is just an island unto itself. It gets no respect whatsoever from the studio system or the high muckety mucks. But we love it. And we got some serious shit coming out in 24. So,
Can't wait.
That's They Live. We'll stick a button in it, but we can't do anything until Shannon takes us out of here.
And that's a cut.
Stamp, 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 stamp.